Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to McAtee's Entertainment. I'm your host as always, Adam McGahee. With spooky season right around the corner, we are back with yet another terrifying tale from the Marvel Zombies line of comics. In our last video of this series, we covered the full gory story of the artery-munching angry man, Zombie Abomination. I will have that video linked in the title card and the description below. For today's video, we will finally be covering the long-awaited video that you all have been asking for, and that would be the full twisted tale of Evil Dead vs. Marvel Zombies. Yes, these two insane franchises did clash in one crazy series which pitted our boy Ash Williams from the iconic Evil Dead horror films against the spleen-eating superheroes of Marvel Zombies. This tale is certainly a wild one, so without further ado, get groovy and pick out your finest chainsaw hand, sit back, relax, and enjoy the full gory story of Ash Williams vs. Marvel Zombies. What is it? Marvel Zombies vs. Army of Darkness was a 5-issue limited series that came out in 2007. The story follows Ash Williams from the Evil Dead and takes place after his death in the Army of Darkness 2006 comic series. After being killed, homie Ash found himself transported to heaven where he prepared to enter its gates. It is prior to entry that Ash was encountered by an angel who asked for him to turn in his weapons before entering. Man, no chainsaws in heaven? Bummer. Before he could enter though, Ash and the angels themselves were rather shocked to see a disturbing sight behind them. This happened to be a zombified version of the Marvel hero called the Sentry, helping himself to a large pile of the people waiting in line. Immediately going back into zombie Terminator mode, Ash opened fire on the guy, but due to him being basically Superman, the bullets had no effect. The dude then proceeded to smack Ash so hard that it opened up a dimensional rift in heaven, which caused our poor hero to tumble helplessly through it. Tearing between realities, the portal then opened up and spit Ash to an alternate version of New York City. Losing recent memory of his trip to heaven due to his journey through the portal, Ash made his way through the city, only to discover he actually made his way to a variant version of the Marvel Universe. This Earth, in fact, is Earth 2149, which was almost identical in origin to the prime Marvel Earth 616. Here Ash witnesses this Earth's Daredevil in combat with the villain Thunderball, who is attempting to escape Riker's prison. Not knowing who is the good guy or the bad guy in the situation, Ash placed his bets that the villain was the guy dressed in a bright red devil costume. Honestly man, that's very sound logic. If this was my first time seeing these dudes, I would think Daredevil was the bad guy too. Before he could hop into battle though, Ash was suddenly encountered by the evil spirit of the living book, the Necronomicon, who had followed him between worlds. Possessing a homeless woman, the book prophesied to Ash that this world would soon fall. Not wasting any time for long drawn-out villainous monologues, Ash punched the zombie woman down and went to cut her down to size with his good old-fashioned chainsaw. Not knowing exactly what was going on, Daredevil, not being cool with a grown man beating up an old lady, leapt into action and punched Ash in the face, ready to make the hero of the Army of Darkness to see some darkness. Taking advantage of this distraction, Thunderball then used his ball to send Daredevil hurtling through a nearby wall. Thanking the dude for the assistance, Ash was quite proud of himself, thinking he had helped the hero defeat the villain and save the day, only to discover in the following day's issue of the Daily Bugle that he inadvertently helped in a massive supervillain prison escape. It's okay bro, we've all done it time to time. As he read through the paper, Ash discovered that this entire Earth was chock full of costumed colorful heroes, dubbed as we know, the Avengers. Knowing that these heroes were Earth's best defense, Ash made his way to Avengers Mansion to warn the heroes about the Necronomicon's apocalyptic prophecy. Seeing that the mansion gates were locked, Ash was greeted by the ever-so-friendly Avengers intercom, which asked him to state his business. Not having time to speak with customer service, Ash proceeded to be a bit more direct, where he used his boomstick to blow the machine up. That's definitely one way to get a hold of a live representative. You know what? I respect it, Ash. Getting the attention he wanted, Williams was then met by Colonel America and the other Avengers, who wanted to know just what this lunatic with the happy trigger finger wanted so badly. Ash then, to the best of his ability, tried to explain the severity of this situation, but due to things not getting off to the greatest start, the heroes did not believe him. Thinking it would be a bit of fun, Scarlet Witch then went to cool this hothead off by teleporting him into a nearby pond. Upon making some friends with the local ducks in the pond, Ash looks on at the sky, where he sees a storm of purple lightning gathering in the clouds. The lightning then jogged his memory, and he instantly realized that the zombie sentry he had encountered in heaven was soon on his way to destroy this world. He then booked it back over to the Avengers and tried to warn them again that the danger was very real and had arrived. Seeing this guy as a growing nuisance, Colonel America then had Spider-Man web the poor guy up and take him to the authorities. Being swung through the city in his comfy little web sack, Ash explained to Spidey just what was going on and that they were in grave danger. However, the heroes would be too late as Colonel America and the others made their way to the center of the city to see just what was going on with this intense storm. Instead of the purple lightning being the return of Prince, it ended up being the zombified sentry, just as Ash foretold. The hungry hero then ripped through Cap and the others, infecting them with the zombie virus. Almost immediately, the infected transformed into blood-hungry, but still very aware zombies, and began ripping through the terrified city residents. Horrified at what was going on, Spider-Man, rather shocked that Ash was telling the truth, swung through the carnage, saving anyone that he could. Not happy with the wall crawler messing with their snack food haul, Colonel America then took to the nearby rooftops and pounced on the dude, biting into his shoulder, infecting him as well. The love bite then caused Spider-Man to drop poor Ash, where they both took a tumble into a nearby alley. Rolling right to the feet of some hungry heroes, Ash thought he was done for, only for Spidey, who was still not fully turned, leapt into the fray. Putting on his best zombie superhero impression, Spidey then managed to use his silver tongue to convince Colonel America and the others that he should keep Ash to himself. This plan somehow worked, most likely due to their brains rotting. Spidey then swung Ash to safety to a nearby rooftop. Also being convinced of his undead theatrics, Ash too thought Spidey was about to turn him into lunch, where he gave the hero a good Falcon punch right to the jaw. Hey, I love Spider-Man as much as the next guy, but anyone who get a good solid hit in like this, definitely worthy of some respect. Revealing that he was still human, at least for the time being, Spidey snapped his dislocated jaw back into place as he and Ash looked over the cannibalistic rampage going on in the streets below. Knowing that his wife and aunt were in danger, Peter left homie Ash stranded on top of the building, where he went to check on them, only for his infection to fully take over when he got home, where he brutally attacked and ate them. But that's a story for another day. This is Ash's groovy story after all. Not too thrilled about being stood up on his Spidey date, Ash demanded for the web slinger to come back, only to be greeted by the coolest replacement yet, and that would be Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. Ash then explained to Castle that they needed to find the Necronomicon on this Earth to end this threat once and for all. Being the most reasonable hero Ash met yet, Castle agreed to help, only if Ash helped him do a little spring cleaning first. This spring cleaning, though, consisted of cleaning the Kingpin Wilson Fisk clear of the Earth. Well, he looks like a thick Mr. Clean, so I guess he wasn't completely wrong, right guys? After the massacre, Ash and Frank left Kingpin's penthouse, only to see the undead swarming the streets below. Channeling his usual murderous rage, Castle assigned Ash as his ammo caddy and told him to toss him new rounds as he dived headfirst into the hordes. While initially looking quite awesome blasting away at the zombies, this would not be too effective considering that these guys were already superheroes, most of them being basically bulletproof already. Calling out to Ash for help, Punisher was quickly overwhelmed and consumed, while Ash played it smart and ran, but not before swiping Punisher's big old bag of guns. Man, that's cold. Only thing that could have made this worse was if Ash emoted before taking them. Dashing through the streets, Ash's lustful eyes quickly caught the attention of the X-Men Dazzler, who was being attacked by a zombified Winter Soldier. Not about to let this total babe get bitten, Ash blew Bucky's head off, saving the terrified woman. Informing Dazzler that the dark magic of the Necronomicon would be able to reverse the plague, the hero quickly led Ash to the place that may have the answers, and that would be Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. Just before they could head inside though, Dazzler was shocked to see that Ash had been swiped and had his brains munched out by, yes, you guessed it, a zombie Howard the Duck. And that would be the end of today's video. Oh, not quite guys, I'm just kidding. This unlucky Ash was the one of this Earth 2149. This Ash was just an everyday TV salesman who happened to take up zombie killing once the infection broke out. He just so happened to be taking a stroll where he saw the main variant of himself that we know making his way to the Santorum with Dazzler. Going to check out this rather bizarre sight, this Ash was sadly taken by Howard where he was turned into zombie duck chow. Rest in peace Ash 2149. What about a TV from you, man? Taking advantage of his variant sacrifice, our Ash then broke out his iconic chainsaw, slicing poor Howard to ribbons. Checking to see if Dazzler was okay, Ash then went to gloat on how awesome he was, only to once again get attacked by zombie Howard, who was still very hungry, just missing some of his little web feet. Before he could get in a bite with his cannibal Bill, the poor Mallard was then turned to glass by a still human Scarlet Witch, who arrived to the scene. Getting his revenge, Ash then kicked the glass Howard statue to pieces, leaving little zombie duck shards all over the ground. Hey, I'm not cleaning that up. Explaining the situation to Wanda, she also agreed to help the hero as most of her friends had either been turned or killed. Heading inside the Santorum, the trio came across a rather disturbing and sad sight, which was poor Wong getting his guts eaten by a zombified Dr. Druid. R.I.P. Wongers. Maintaining his composure long enough to show them to the Santorum library, Dr. Druid showed them where the Necronomicon could possibly be. Not taking any chances with the zombie magician around, Ash kindly thanked the doctor for his help by blasting his head off with his boomstick. Making their way through the spooky and scary section of Doctor Strange's library, the heroes then searched for the Necronomicon, only to be greeted by one of his fellow demonic book brethren. Demanding to know the location of the Necronomicon, the first book decided to be a tough guy and not give up the goods, only to get tossed into the fireplace by Ash. The next book, though, was a bit more forthcoming after Ash got a little persuasive with his chainsaw. Just a little. It informed the gang that this world's version of the book was actually being held in the library of the iconic Fantastic Four villain Doctor Doom at his castle in Latveria. Packing their bags for a cozy zombie-filled European vacation, Ash and the girls found one of the Avengers' Quinjets and headed to the good doctor's lair. Upon arrival, we come to find out that this castle was actually one of the last remaining human settlements on Earth. Doom had his wealth and resources to keep his country's citizens safe, and had worked with his team of elite scientists to create a portal that would lead them all to safety in another dimension. After a semi-violent first meeting with Doom, Ash tried to explain to the Doctor that this whole virus was the Necronomicon's doing, and that if he gave him access to his library, he could have this whole thing sorted out in no time. You know, just enough time to head on down to Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for this all to blow over. Doom, with his vast source of knowledge, informed Ash that the Necronomicon had nothing to do with this virus on this Earth. He told him that the plague was of space origin, not supernatural or magic, and that the only way of escape was through the portal. Getting quite adamant to the point of being belligerent, Ash demanded access to the book, only to get knocked out by Doom's robots, where he was taken to a cell. Awakening from his android-induced nap, Ash was confronted at his cell by Wanda, who freed him, believing that the book was their best plan of fixing this reality. As they make their way through the castle, they are then attacked by one of Doom's sentries, whom Wanda makes quick work of. With the freshly disposed and nicely dressed robot corpse on the ground, it gave Ash a brilliant idea that any fan of the Hitman games would be proud of. Our boy then took the bot's armor and clothes to make himself his own, quite professional looking, Dr. Doom cosplay disguise, which allowed him to get past security and enter the real Doom's sacred library. It is here that Ash finds the Necronomicon, and after some impressive threatening, the book informs Ash what Doom said was true. The virus was alien in nature, and that its power would be impossible to stop it. Being at a loss of what to do, a defeated Ash headed back, only to have his spirits perked up a bit when he encountered this world's enchantress kept in a magical cell. Wondering why this total babe would be kept from the world, the woman revealed to Ash that she was a threat to Doom and he had her locked away. Going into simp mode, Ash freed the woman and led her to safety. Showing off his beautiful new girlfriend to Scarlet Witch and Dazzler, the women were horrified as it was revealed Enchantress was using her power to appear as human to Ash, when in reality, she of course was a zombie. See guys, this is why being a simp is never good. Dazzler then used her power to reveal Enchantress's true nature, only for the girl to get upset at having her cover blown, where she then bit Dazzler's finger off, infecting her with the virus. Not about to let his crib get zombie ransacked, Dr. Doom then showed up and used his power to fry the two women to a toasty crisp. Reasonably upset at Ash for the chaos he had caused, there was no time for the men to fight, for one of Doom's informants had told them that the remaining outside horde had discovered their location and had the castle surrounded. Storming the facility, the super zombies burst through the walls, ready to help themselves to an early Thanksgiving feast. The first to go was poor Doom, who was attacked by zombie Reed Richards. Using this distraction to slip away, Ash called out to Scarlet Witch for help, only to see poor Wanda had been turned into a nice piece of beef jerky by zombie Punisher. Wanda, knowing she did not have much time left, cried out to Ash, telling him to find the Necronomicon and use it to end the plague. Feeling despair knowing that the book could not end things, Ash nearly gave up, that is until his handsome brain hatched a plan. Dashing back to the library, Ash then worked with the book to use its power to summon the spirits of the Deadites, which then possessed the half-eaten bodies left behind by the hordes. Creating a new army of darkness, the Deadites then stormed the castle, where they went to full-on zombie-on-zombie war with the former heroes. Despite being powerful Deadites, they sadly were no match for the might of the zombie supers, who cut them down rather quickly. R.I.P. Dead Boys, you tried. This all worked out though, because it gave us still semi-alive Dr. Doom just enough time to get the remaining humans through the portal which he and his scientist had created. Doom, barely managing to keep his infection at bay, also allowed Ash to enter the portal before his hunger could fully take over. The Necronomicon, thinking it was safely going through with Ash, was sadly mistaken, where Ash double-crossed the demon book and whipped it at the coming zombies right as he made his way through. Once everyone was safely gone, Doom then used his power to blow the portal up, locking the zombies in this hellish realm to starve. See guys, this is why Doom is, and forever will be, the GOAT. Looking at their snack room being permanently sealed off, a zombie Hulk then picked up a horrified Necronomicon, where he exclaimed that it would be a great use of toilet paper. Man, out of all the horrible things this book has seen over the centuries, getting used to wipe a giant green muscular zombie man's butt just may be the worst thing it has ever seen. We then cut to our boy Ash, who was flipping through dimensions like he was trying to find the best channel on TV. Finally coming across a version of New York that he recognized, Ash finally thought he was home free, only to enter a whole new nightmare, which was another variant of the Marvel Universe, this time one overrun with werewolf versions of the heroes instead of zombies. Honestly, I don't know what's worse, zombies or furries. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the zombies. Furries? No, I'm not doing it. Giving chase, Ash ran from the smelly boys, leaving his fate in question for another day. And that is the full gory story of Evil Dead vs. Marvel Zombies. This was a wild crossover and serves as an integral piece in explaining the initial origin of the plague that cursed Earth 2149. Evil Dead is such a cool franchise, and getting to see it cross over with an equally as cool franchise as Marvel Zombies is a dream come true. While making a brief cameo in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I wonder if we'll ever get to see Bruce Campbell's Ash make some sort of appearance in the Marvel Zombies TV show. While I seriously doubt Ash the character would show up due to licensing issues, it would be awesome if Bruce Campbell made a cameo as an Ash type character in the upcoming series. More than anything, I want to hear what you think. Did you know this about the Evil Dead? Was there something I missed? What other stories would you like to see us cover? Sound off in the comments. Also be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed today's content, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to be notified of all of our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the music in this video, it was all made by my boy Ognihs. You can check out his Spotify in the link below. You can also check out our Patreon, also in the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are awesome and loved. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.